You know, one of the biggest challenges we find when we're trying to flush either a Yamaha or Honda, because both their flush systems are very similar in the way the water attaches to them, is you have to use both hands to unscrew the flush attachment from the dead end. And when you do, sometimes or a lot of times that O-ring falls out and you have to find that O-ring before you operate the boat again. So if you were to have that gasket fall out and you're like, whatever, I'll deal with it later. Once you screw that back onto the deadhead, the connection, the flush port connection will be leaking as you run the engine and could lead to overheating issues. If you use your boat a lot and you flush your engine a lot, that constant threading on and threading off the water hose onto that flush attachment on the engine, every time you attach the water hose to it, you have the likelihood of cross-threading those threads. And if you cross-thread those threads on the plastic end on the motor, you could booger them up and you'd have to replace that piece eventually. Simply get the Flushport Quick Connects by Flushmaster. Install them, makes the connection to the engines very easy. Connect, on, start. Let the Flushmaster flush them for you. So you know when you flush a Yamaha engine, you know the whole process is you have to get on the boat, screw the hose onto the engine, flush the engine for 15 minutes, unscrew the hose, unscrew the flush attachment for the next engine, screw the hose onto that next engine, screw the flush attachment back on the next one. It becomes a real challenge, you know? And that whole process can take over 30 minutes. So what a lot of guys will do, they'll use a Y splitter and try to flush both of them at the same time. The challenge with that is splitting the volume water between both motors. It doesn't really give you an effective flush to the top of the block. Even though you think you're doing a good job with it by splitting it, unfortunately you really should be flushing them one at a time. And with the Flushmaster system gives you that consistent flush one at a time, every time. There's no longer any need to get back on the boat to disconnect anything once you're done. Simply leave it hooked up until your next adventure.